Good morning, everyone. It is January 9th, 2022, and this is the first episode of the Dark Rockers Show. I'm really happy, yet very nervous to do this at the same time. Before I get started onto today's episode, I'm going to let everyone know that I'm outside doing farm chores because it's something I have to do every morning. And I figured that since I'm working, it would give me a lot of time to finally make this episode. I don't get to really sit down and do stuff like this, and I didn't want to wait till spring or summer to just like go out for a walk or whatever and do this. So I figured that while I'm outside for the next hour or so, it would give me enough time to make an episode. So I wanted to I also wanted to say that I apologize for the noises in the background if it's too distracting. I'm out, like I said, doing farm chores, and out here it gets very loud when you're trying to scrape horse shit off of ice. And as a bonus, I'm not wearing gloves, so holding the phone is pretty cold. Hoping I don't get any phone calls yet. But hopefully this actually works out because honestly, I have tried several takes on this episode. I had maybe this might be my 6th or 7th take. Luckily, those takes didn't go over a minute. It was just I kept getting nervous and kind of like I am now, kind of like trying to come up with my words and stuff. So, but anyways, besides the ice and stuff and the anxiety of making a podcast and finally getting able to do it, just like to say that I'm pretty happy about today's topic I'm going to be talking about. And if I stop talking, it's just because I'm just get easily distracted, and I'm incredibly nervous right now. I'm so nervous. I'm afraid that this is not going to be a good episode. I'm afraid that someone's going to call me. I just have a lot of anxiety, and I can't keep my phone in my pocket because then I feel like if I do, it's not going to be. It's going to be like my voice is like muted, and I wanted to do the headphones thing, but the bad thing is I guess like my voice sounds far away when I have the headphones on. I don't know why that is. They are Bluetooth headphones, so I don't know if they give me problems in phone conversations and stuff. But anyways, sorry. It's I know this episode is gonna be very bad. It's just like my heart's racing. It's not even funny. Like it's just way too nervous for me right now. But like I said, I don't have time to just sit there and there's just a lot of distractions and shit, and I don't ever have time to sit there unless I sit down later and do it. But later never comes in my life, and so. But anyways, enough with me and rambling on about this stuff. Let's get over to the first episode. So I went on to 3D's page, which I actually haven't been on in quite a while, truth be told. The last time I went on was that I saw that he made a still recording. Yeah, I saw that he made a Dork Rocker video, but I never actually watched it, so I can't really say anything. But what I did see was what we have as our video wallpaper here, whatever you call it, and that is the return of UW. I was kind of curious to know like how he obtained footage from old UW videos when the channel got deleted, because I always assumed that all those videos were just gone into oblivion, that none of them existed anymore, like that it was just like, like that's it, like it's done, it's over with. Any new videos are just gonna be like, if he was going to bring it back, it would just be from like this year into the future, like how long they're gonna do it for. Now, surprisingly enough, my honest thoughts on this whole thing, and this is going to sound very strange. This is going to sound very strange, especially coming from a guy who, to one guy or another, wanted to literally kill each other. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm not looking like to be a part of it. I'm not looking for that at all. But I really am like real excited that like all the stuff is gonna be back up, because I had mentioned before that I had all of the videos saved to my computer, but that actually isn't true. There's a bunch of them, but not all of them. And something that I like, that I will say about 3D, is that he's always been organized when it comes to videos, on uploading them on like the dates that they aired or were created, so to speak. He always, like, if it's videos from 2008, he's not gonna put like one from 2008 and the next one be from like 2017 and then one from 2012. He's gonna put them all in chronological order. Order, and it makes it very interesting, because it's like, to me, it's like gonna be like binge watching a show. And like I said, I'm actually looking really forward to it. Like, I really can't wait for this. And it's funny, like I said, coming from me, because I've had my problems with him. And honestly, when I thought of creating this podcast, and maybe it's just because I'm a forgiving person, maybe it's because I don't try to hold grudges, maybe it's just that I learned to kind of move on with my life, I don't know. But originally, these podcasts, they were going to be based on two things. There's going to be me telling the story of what got me into wrestling in the first place, a few childhood memories, going up to wrestling on the trampoline, and joining what would essentially be UW, and also talking about my problems I had with 3D, like real life problems. They still exist in my head, but I haven't heard any, like, unless he's still sending me messages through Facebook, I don't know, I don't check them. You'd be surprised how busy you are when you're working two jobs and trying to keep that creativity flowing, and trying to keep yourself healthy and fit. And Lord knows that it's been a difficult road for me throughout the past few years or so. But I don't pay attention to the Facebook messages anymore. I don't I guess if it makes him feel any better, he's not the only one in recent times that I've had problems with. I've told a friend and his girlfriend and her friend recently. I've told them that they can go fuck themselves, because they really upset me a few times. and act like they were my friends, but I know they really weren't. Um, you know, I don't know. I guess, you know, being 28, I just feel like I don't want to be that person that is holding grudges on people. And I'm not like trying to make fun of 3D or anything. I'm just speaking truthfully. I don't know anything about his lifestyle right now. I don't know anything about what's going on. I don't talk to him. I don't really talk to anyone that does talk to him, as far as I know. But one thing that I will say that really did upset me, that I'm sure someday there'll be an apology for, I don't know. And I'm not looking to like rebuild a friendship with 3D again. I'm just talking truthfully. I mean, it's gonna be honest things, but this podcast isn't to go and make fun of him. It's not to it's not to go and criticize what he's doing. It's actually, in my opinion, talking truthfully and getting a couple things out like an adult, and praising him on bringing back UW as not sarcasm. It's not sarcasm at all or whatever. Excuse me for just a second. It's not sarcasm at all. It's just like something that I feel like is good news in my book. And I know that when this goes on YouTube, I know it probably will definitely come across this and probably have some choice words. They might even make a reaction video. I don't expect them to sit there the entire time. If he does, he does. I mean, I'm not going to watch it, though. I mean, the only videos that I'm interested in watching are the new UW videos. And I thought about the possibility of would he let me into the Hall of Fame. I think on a wrestling standpoint, I definitely deserve it. Because I was there at the beginning, I helped them create it. I definitely was one of the best characters there. I don't want to be egotistical and say I was the best. I'm sure people would think that, but I think that other wrestlers definitely deserve that limelight. I think that I was a part of it, but I don't think that I was the best. But I definitely do. I definitely have like my creations and what I was doing to the right extent. But from a wrestling standpoint, I think that that it should be a no-brainer that I should be in it. But from a personal standpoint, I don't see myself being in the Hall of Fame anytime soon. And if he really is bringing back UW, I don't know how long it's going to last for. But if he's doing this thing and if he's doing this thing and it's like this thing's gonna be going for another 5 years or so with the wrestlers he's got, I don't know. But if it is, then I can see him doing I can see him doing 5 Hall of Fame ceremonies. I mean, truth be told is that, I was thinking of doing my own Dark Rocker Hall of Fame. And originally, it was going to be wrestlers from WWE. But then I thought that I wouldn't want to put that up on YouTube because I wouldn't be able to make special videos for any of the wrestlers. And it would just be something that would be more talk than show, I guess. But I also thought about my own version of a UW Hall of Fame, and honestly, as much as it would hurt me to say this, my first class of a UW Hall of Fame would definitely include one of 3D's characters, most likely Dr. Reality, because he was the one from the beginning and also made a return. So we had him for 2 seasons in wrestling. Actually, no, wait, no, I'm sorry. I believe 3 seasons. Because I remember 2008 and then 2013, I want to say. And then 2013. And then 2018. And I think it still went on. I mean, I hadn't been keeping up, you know, and I wanted to try to keep up just like with NWI videos, and you know, it's just a lot. But I definitely, you know, I definitely am looking forward to this new project, and I'm kind of curious to know like how this is going to start out. Is it going to just be like, is it going to just start out with the season 1 videos in order? Is there going to be a special introduction video? Are we going to have the Hall of Fame? Like, I kind of want to, I'm not going to, but I kind of want to call this guy up and like talk to him and be like, you know, like, hey, like, I don't want to be a part of it, but it's, I guess my thing is like, you knew someone on and off for, I figure since 2007. So I knew someone on and off for 15 years. You know, I'm sure he doesn't want to see me as much as I don't want to see him. But when you got something historical in your life, and it may be silly, but it's still something that like existed. You know, you kind of want to be like, whoa, like I kind of want to check this out. Like, I don't know. I guess that's just me. I guess I'm just in a way a sentimental person. You know, I there's things that I cherish, and one thing that he does that I don't do that I need to start doing is being more organized on my videos, because my videos are just all over the place. But again, you know, there's that question of like, what's the first video gonna be like? Like, I'm honestly looking forward to it. And it's kind of weird, like. It's weird that I'm making this video, you know? Like, here's someone that has said stuff about my pig, who has threatened to kill me and my mother, and yet somehow I'm making this podcast nice about him. I can't say that it's going to look nice. I may, you know, I may come out and say something that is... and under the influence, you know, I'm not sure, but I do know that I was a part of UW, and I do know that I would love to go and see what new videos are there. It's just interesting to me. I don't, and like, there's a question in my head of like, is there going to be lost footage? Are we going to have unreleased footage? You know, I'm planning on bringing back the Dark Rocker show, and it's going to have some old, lost and unreleased videos that were not really a part of the UW library per se. Meaning that they were recorded and put on my channel first. And it's not going to be great videos, but it's just something like show any UW fan like, hey, check this out. And I want 3D to know that although I don't care to be his friend anymore, and I don't care to really talk to him that much, I'm no longer mad at him. It hurts the spirit and the soul to hold grudges, you know what I mean? I mean, if he ever wanted to have a one-on-one conversation, that's fine. I guess, I don't know, I've always been like that. I've always been a believer in that the longer you hold a grudge on someone, the worse it is for your soul. Doesn't mean you have to be their friend again. Doesn't mean that you have to cross paths with each other again. But if those paths cross, then they cross, and you make the best of it. You know, I could talk to him tomorrow if I wanted to. I could reach out to him through YouTube and, you know, reach out to him and be like, hey, I want to talk to you. And then I could have a conversation. Then I could turn around and he could go his separate way, go my separate way, but don't talk to each other for 10 years, 20 years, whatever. It's not like be mean. It's just, you got your life, I got my life. I have a close friend of mine who I hadn't talked to since 2018. Well, actually, I hadn't seen since 2018. And I know if I message him, I know he's going to respond. And it's not going to be like, oh, yeah, good, how are you? It's going to be like, oh, hey, great to hear from you, you know? I mean, such is life, right? Right? That's just it. Such is life. Oops. Still recording? Yeah. So, I guess that's all I got for the new UW. Actually, that's another topic. That's definitely another topic. What exactly is the story with the new UW? So, I'm sure that is a question that I just want to say two things. I want to talk about the new UW, and I also want to talk about those videos that I've made where I was making fun of 3D and other people. To me, I think that I set them all private. I don't remember. I don't think they're publicly visible on YouTube anymore. But to me, when you're drinking alcohol and you're in that mood where you're angry at the world, and then you start thinking something funny, like, I'm sorry for this, but most of those videos that I made, they aren't as funny as I try to make them out to be. Like, I don't really laugh a lot of them. It's more just like a revenge thing. But I watched the one I did about Thunder quitting NWI, and I don't care how mad 3D is with me on a personal level. I can rest assured and say that I'm sure when he sees that, if he ever has saw that video, which I'm sure he has, I'm sure that he's laughed hysterically about that. I went past that by. I feel like I watched that video and I'm the one who made it, and it makes me laugh every single time. Like, I don't know why, it just does. It just does. There's I don't know. It's like, it's one of the, I mean, it's the humor that 3D and I had. I mean, he can be mad at me all he wants. It's a funny video. You know, like a lot of the ones that I made, not really that great, because like I said, I'm just like trying to do it as like a revenge thing. But the one with Thunder, that one, oh my god, that one is the most hilarious video that I feel like I've ever made. Okay, poor Thunder. But then again, I never really cared about him anyways. I mean, it sounds mean, but I'm sorry, I just never did. And yes, to talk about the new UW. So the new UW was obviously like the new generation era. It was supposed to be that I was going to be the new owner of UW and was going to take control and whatnot. But then I thought to myself that I wasn't really interested, and I only made that thing as a way to be as a way to come across as an asshole and feel like I ruined 3D's life, and you know, whoops. But I don't know. There's a lot going on in my life that I'm not really looking into trying to create a lot of new stuff this year. I'm trying to just organize old stuff. But congratulations on 3D and this new thing he's got going on. I don't know what the future holds for UW or for our existence in each other's lives. But again, congratulations to him. And you know, so that's that. Oops. 1 second. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay, so we're still we're still here. Still here. First episode of the podcast. God only knows what we can talk about. I guess I can talk about why I don't watch the old videos that he makes. Or not the old videos, the videos he's made about me and any new videos. I guess I just you feed your anger when you watch stuff that you shouldn't be. You click on something that someone's making about you and you go to watch it. You know that the only reason why it's there is to piss you off. And in the past, I would have clicked on it and been offended, but now I just don't even bother with it. It's almost like I choose to look up the channel. I don't get notified about it. I'm not subscribed to it. No one tells me about it. You know, so that's just how it is, I guess. My opinion about 3D and his rapping. I'm not going to go out of my way and say it's great, but I will say that I'd be generous enough to listen to a discography. Just throwing that out there. Now, I guess what a lot of people are kind of probably wondering is why the Dark Rocker quit. I just wasn't happy, you know. I guess since I'm talking about it now, I guess maybe this is a good time to talk about the beginning of the life of Dark Rocker. Something that I tried doing several times on the podcast, and I hate doing it because it's so. It's not that it's just boring. I've repeated this story several times since like 2015. It just gets old to me after a while. But if this really is going to be the first episode, then I guess I'll keep my promise I made to myself that the first episode would have me talk about the beginning of Dark Rocker before he became Dark Rocker. So here it is. Born in 1993, and my dad was watching Monday Night Raw. This was, I want to say 98. Had to be 1998. And this wrestler comes on the screen, and it's Kane. And I never seen wrestling before, so sat down with my dad, and who's that? Who's that? You know, and it's gonna be like the loudest area on the farm, so I apologize. So, Kane, yeah. So, got into wrestling at the age of, I want to say I was about 4 years old, about to be 5, 1998. And I don't know, it's just something about Kane that I really liked. Just thought he was like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I remember Christmas that year, I got some wrestling figures, and I got the Raw's War ring with the gray Titantron with Vince McMahon, and it was a 4-pack of wrestlers. I think it was. I definitely got a Kane one, but I think this one had The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and Undertaker. It was just a lot of fun memories. And I didn't really watch WCW, but I also did get Kevin Nash and Diamond Dallas Page figures, so that was pretty cool. Sorry, growing up, my uncle who lived with us and babysat my brother Brian and I, we would take our bunk beds and put them parallel to the like from across from each other, and tie up a few sheets on the side to make it look like a little wrestling ring. And we always played as actual wrestlers. I was Kane. Sometimes I was Kane, other times I was Goldust. So the Rockers story was there for a long time. My brother would, I think he'd usually play as like X-Pac or Undertaker. And my Uncle John, he would play as either Triple H or Bret Hart. It was a lot of fun. It was silly and stupid, but a lot of fun, you know, being a kid and doing that sort of thing. Boy, I can't wait until this season gets over. Although we've been having a pretty mild winter over here. Hasn't been too crazy, but with the ice, I hope that over at work, hope that's not too crazy outside for the residents, but that's talk for myself at a different time. Yeah, so getting back to the story, excuse me, I knew this was going to be difficult. I guess fast forward, and 4th grade, about, yeah, I'd say 8 years old, 2002. Well, actually, no, wait, no, it was, actually, wait, hold on. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I was, it's really weird how that works. No, because I had my birthday party when I turned 8 in 2002. Or did I turn 9? Maybe I turned 9. No, I didn't actually. Because my 9th birthday party is... Actually, I remember a lot of my birthdays. So, let's see. 93. I know in 2002 I turned 8, so I must have just been 7. Yeah, I guess I was. Wow, that's strange. Okay. Anyways, 7 years old in 4th grade, had a few friends that would play, that we would wrestle with outside. Didn't last long, but we all had our own characters at the time. So there was Chris who was Mystery, which was influenced by or I'm not gonna say influence, I'm gonna say his favorite wrestler was The Undertaker, but he also liked Rob Van Dam, and Mystery was his cat that passed away, his black cat. My name was Blue Lightning. My favorite wrestler at the time was Rey Mysterio. And Cage, his wrestling name, as funny as it sounds, was Horny. He liked devil horns, so the hell do you want? He was a kid, alright? Fucking like 8 years old, alright? I'm sorry. And that didn't last for too long, but if you're wondering who the first ever wrestling character of Dark Rockers was, it was Blue Lightning. Blue Lightning. Now, moving on to other things. Fast forward, and it is. Hold on. Fast forward, and it's we got a trampoline. I want to say this was probably. Okay, so my first wrestling on a trampoline and my first gay experiences both started in 2006, and this little slut talking about myself that was only, I don't fucking know how old I was in 2006. I was 12 going to be 13. Yeah, 12 going to be 13. And those stories are for outside of the podcast, but my friend Bobby and I would hang out and do a lot of wrestling on the trampoline. At this time, still influenced by Rey Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon. I was Dragon Warrior X, and he was X Factor. Our dream at the time was to become a tag team and wrestle for Monday Night Raw. Well, actually, he wanted to be on Raw, I wanted to be on SmackDown. But put us together, and oh boy. And we had a lot of fun matches on trampoline. We had last man standing matches, Iron Man matches, hardcore matches. It was a lot of fun. But unfortunately, Bobby didn't turn out to be a great person, and developed a drug addiction. And last time I saw him, he was still living the same life that he was living when I was good friends with him. Up all night, sleep all day. Everybody says, up all night, sleep all day. That's right. But yeah, he, I guess a huge reason why I don't talk to a lot of people and like burn bridges and stuff of that nature is because I feel like people are just obsolete to me. I feel like I don't, not only that I don't have time for people, but that I guess I don't waste my time on negative energy anymore. But it's whatever, you know. Maybe someday I can be in a room with certain people and later on in life and we can all have a nice conversation. I don't know, but I'm not looking for it, and if it happens, it happens. Now, I tried to quickly as I could tell the beginning story of Dark Rocker. And what I mean by that is before he became Dark Rocker and what it was like before I met 3D and we started UW. But I'm going to say that I don't have any excitement at all talking about UW or my life story on Dark Rocker until I hit season 3 of the Dark Alliance. And it's not the only positive thing I have to talk about. It's just, this is how I feel. So, let's kind of, I say this a lot, let's fast forward. So, this is going to be the most difficult part in this podcast to talk about. The Who Created UW story. Either my memory is bad, either my memory is bad, or 3D is a liar. I don't know. I'm not trying to start shit, but this is my memory, with all due respect, on UW. I met Jake in September 2007. I think it was September 25th. I didn't really care about exactly what date it was. I mean, I do, but I don't. But I know that I'm more than certain would definitely know what date it was, but I thought it was the 25th. But I could easily be wrong. I could be wrong about all of this. But my thought was that him and I got together. I don't know if it was in a library or it might have been a library, because we didn't have a study hall together. And we were talking about my memory on it, and I could be wrong, but my memory is that I told him that I've been doing wrestling on trampoline, and you make videos. And I think we both together came out and said, why don't we do a wrestling show? I, for a while, thought that I mentioned it first, but maybe we both mentioned it at the same time. Maybe he mentioned it. I don't remember. But I do know that I had said that I wanted to come up with pay-per-view names and some characters, and you can do the writings and the scripts because you're good at that. But I think we both agreed 50-50 on everything. It bothers me if he really thinks that I didn't have a part in creating UW when I did. But the real reason why I hated the beginning days of UW. Okay, so the last videos that we shot at the beginning, at my father's house, those are actually a lot of fun. I actually have fun doing those. Watching them was probably silly, but creating them was actually a lot of fun. I actually will not lie, I did have a lot of fun making those videos. Hope that I don't. Hey. I like how it just decides to fucking rain today. Like, it's like fuck your podcast, fuck your phone. We're gonna have rain today, right now, and you're gonna have to fucking deal with it. My phone has been getting, I mean, I have it up, but I'm holding it, but my phone, the screen has been getting wet here and there, so hopefully that's not too bad, but whatever. But I didn't like any of the people that I worked with in IKW and XUW at the time, and I didn't like, it was a time when I was having a bad relationship with my mom, and felt like she didn't want me around, and they just added onto that negativity, constantly going into my house and stealing shit. And like, I'll actually be very generous right now, and I'm not even going to say anything about 3D, because if I do decide that I want to make a special video talking about him and getting everything out in the open, then I will, but that's not today, and I really am not looking to insult him in any way, shape, or form. Not that I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm just trying to fucking move on from everything, you know? Just move on, and you go on with your life, I go on my life. We kind of bury the hatchet. If we talk sometime down the road, we talk. I mean, we're friends. Doesn't mean that we're going to be friends. Just means that we become adults, and you know, we might end up talking it out. We might show up face to face. Might throw a few punches at each other. We share an adult beverage, and we move on. Life goes on, you know. I don't wish death on the kid. I don't, wish anything negative to him. you know, but I also don't wish that great things are coming to him. It's just neutral. But I will say what I have to say about what I thought of all the characters from IKW and XCW. Okay, Ace. On a wrestling standpoint, I thought that he was pretty cool. I liked his character. On a personal standpoint, he was one of the biggest assholes I ever met in my entire life. Like, such an unbelievably rude fucking guy. Rude kid that I several times wanted to take a hammer to his fucking head. I mean, let me explain this. We became friends over a Jeff Hardy necklace that I was wearing. And then literally the next day that I saw him on the bus, he was like, I forget what he said word for word, but he was acting very fucking rude to me. Like, just being a snarky asshole, and just like comes out, tells me it has Asperger's syndrome. I don't give a fuck what you have. You think anybody ever stopped and said, when I was in high school, oh, Dallas has depression, you know, Dallas has anxiety. You know, no one ever fucking stopped and fucking cared about that, that I went to school with, you know. But I'd invite him over to my house, and he would talk rude to me, talk rude to other people. He wanted to take these cigarette breaks. It was just an asshole. And then he tried flirting with my sister, who he at the time I think was like 17, 18 around there, I think 17. And she was fucking like, I think she was probably like 7, 8 years old. And he's fucking trying to flirt with her and shit, you know? I mean, it's like, yeah, brothers and sisters fight and shit, but it's like, really? That's my fucking sister, and you're almost legally an adult, and she's a fucking child in elementary school. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's a story that never saw the light of day. Flame Damien. Boy. Flame Damien was, an idiot, I guess. I don't really know what I would say about Flame Damien. I don't. Because he has to be the most goofiest person I've ever met in my entire life. And I say that with the thought of just like how he was on camera and how he was in person were both not that far different from each other. By any means necessary. Any means necessary. Like, if I ever need a laugh, I think about those Jew videos that 3D and I made that were highly inspired by and it, like, him just fucking existing was hilarious enough. But I also thought that the kid was a fucking asshole. It's just, he could be rude at times. He could be very self-centered. And personally, I hated all those fucking faces that he would make. You know, I really did. Like, he's lucky that him and I didn't come across her in back alley, because I'd really fucking beat the shit out of him. Just his face, like, needed to be rearranged, and I just, like, you know, just thought that he was a fucking asshole to be around, rude, and I hated that shit that he did with his eyebrows. Just fucking, like, try to do, like, the Rock thing and, like, go up and down, and, you know, but I don't fucking know. Like, one thing I will say about Flame Damien was that, so I guess, like, him and Ace had this secret thing that they would do where, please don't ask me why, but I guess they would get together and rub each other's nipples. I don't know, like, why they would, but whatever. I guess that was just. I mean, I'm bi, and I don't even fucking. I don't ever picture myself with another guy doing that. I'm sorry. I know some people find that attractive, but so yeah, they used to call each other nipple tuckers. So anyways, and then there was Tank, who I actually knew before UW existed. I met him in like 2006, and oh Lord, he was a fucking sneaky asshole too. He really was. Like, he stole an Undertaker DVD from me. It was always funny catching him when he stole something from me. But then again, I want to talk, right? But he stole a Undertaker. Yeah, I know. He stole an Undertaker DVD from me. He stole a black Metallica wallet and I colored it with Sharpie. And he tried to tell me that he bought off his friend, and then he turns around and says that the kid Nick who lived at the end of the street fucking stole it. And Nick was a little fucking douchebag that stole my mom's digital camera that had all our pictures from Disney World on it. That really ruined my mom's relationship even further. Like, that was like the fucking, to me, that was like the nail in the coffin. If I ever fucking saw Nick today, I'd wring his fucking neck. I'd fucking wring his fucking neck, and I would fucking sit that fat motherfucker Tank down strap him in a fucking chair and have him fucking watch. Then I'd fucking rip out Nick's fucking heart, and I'd feed it to fucking Frankie. Or Tank, or whatever he wants to call himself. You know, that's just fucking bullshit. You fucking come into you come into our house and fucking steal a fucking camera from my mom. You don't even fucking know who my mom is. Like, that shit just fucking pisses me off. People get my mother involved in shit. You know, fucking her father fucking shot his head off. You know, it's so like now I'm fucking getting angry, but it's like fucking her father fucking blows his head off when she's 17. In a fucking abusive fucking marriage for almost for like 7-8 years, you know, fucking, you know, lives this life every day of anxiety and thinks she's better off not fucking being around anymore and fucking constantly on edge and nervous and shit, you know. So it's like, anybody that ever tries to fucking hurt my mother, I'd fucking kill them. I don't care, I would, you know. And he fucking did a good job at really upsetting her. You know, fucking, I hope that fucking asshole kid is in fucking prison somewhere. That's all I got to say about him. And fucking Tank too. He fucking knows what he did. He knows how fucking wrong it was. You know, I knew you since fucking 2006. How long you know this fucking little douchebag for? And really, you're gonna fucking side with them when you know he's fucking stealing shit from my mom? Tank was a fat fuck. You walk into my mom's house out of nowhere and start drinking her fucking soda and shit, eating all the fucking frozen food. I know I eat a lot of food, but I ain't ever been fucking the size of that kid's been. When he first stepped over at my house, my father, when he first slept over at my house, and my father was bringing him home, my dad was so livid. He was so mad. I didn't know why. And he told me. He said, I don't want Frankie at our house anymore. I said, okay, why? He says, because when I went out to the living room, he was sleeping on the couch had an empty bottle. It was my mom's fucking diet soda. It was like Diet Coke or something. An empty bottle of Diet Coke in one hand and an empty box of cookies in the other. So that shows me that fucking thing must have a fucking heart attack, you know? I really could care less if the kid fucking died tomorrow, to tell you the truth. You know? He never had anything fucking positive to say about me anyways. He was fucking two-faced. Very fucking two-faced. I mean, he was funny, but I know he was two-faced. So, if you ever come across this, Tank, you can go fuck yourself. And Nick, you can go fuck yourself too. And Flame Damien and Ace, you know, same to you guys. Demented X. This is gonna sound really weird. Demented X was the weirdest, most misleading character I've ever seen in my life. Nothing like his name, but then again, what do you expect from a kid that's in elementary school? He's a fucking kid. It was one of my better neighbor friends. I probably have more positive things to say about him than negative. I never really had a big issue with him. So there's that. Yeah, I never really had like a huge problem with the kid. Last I heard, he's I think he's married now. I know he's definitely got a kid. I don't know if he has 2 kids. I know he's definitely is a father. All I can say about the kid who played Demented X is that I'm actually very happy for him. He was one of the only people I know in that fucking wrestling thing that turned out, I guess, normal. So, but no, not often, very rare, but you know, I have came across this Facebook page and kind of checked a couple things out, and yeah, I'm actually pretty happy for him. Like I'm if I saw him today, I'd tell him congratulations, and you know, it's really looks like he's got a good life going for him. It's almost rare for me to really talk good about people that were in my past that I've left behind, but he's definitely one of those people that you know, like definitely deserves what he's got going for him. This one's gonna be really controversial, and this may be the ending to this video. I don't know how long I've been talking for, but I know that this next part is going to be incredibly difficult and controversial. So, FedEx is the last wrestler on this list from the earlier days, and the character FedEx was played by a kid who was the cousin of Demented X in real life and the little brother of Tank in real life. And I don't know how long ago this was, but apparently, and he was 18, apparently the kid who played as FedEx passed away. I do not know how he passed away. I didn't know anything about the details. Then again, I wasn't talking to any of those people. But I definitely know that he did pass away. And my family, or my heart goes out to the family of FedEx, and I'm deeply sorry about what happened. FedEx was one of my good neighbor friends that I liked to see. Never really had a lot of problems with him. But I know that if it were the other way around and they found out that I passed away, I know they wouldn't give two shits about me. So it's actually interesting that I would say something nice about him, but I know for a fact that, like I said, if it was the other way around, they'd be like, good, we don't need another faggot in this world. So I'm not gonna be rude and say fuck him. I do feel bad that he passed away, but I don't really have anything to say about it. It's unfortunate, but we were not friends when he passed away. The family and I did not talk to each other. I'm sure the last impression they all had of me when he was around was probably just fucking negative. If I was even a thought in his mind and he was doing drugs or whatever, and he was with his family or he was with friends or whatever, I'm sure if my name was brought up, it was a bunch of fucking shit talking behind my back, you know. Fucking shit that is just uncalled for, like he was a faggot, he dressed like a girl, he was really weird, you know. So I don't know. I'm sorry that you passed away, dude, but I know if you were alive, I wouldn't give a shit about you. And on a positive note, I would have added him. I would have inducted him into the first ever class of the UW Hall of Fame. And if that's a possibility, I would. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Where are we? Just trying to wipe my phone. It's all wet from being out here, so just bear with me. Alright, I think God, are we still recording? Yeah, we're still recording. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just, like, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about him anymore. I don't have any favorite matches from IQW or XUW, and I don't have any, favorite events that I know of, but I know we're just kind of starting to get our feet wet, and, you know, that's that, you know. Nothing really much more to say about it. Alright, well, I wonder if I can find out how long I've been recording for, because I want this to be an hour long, but I don't want to cut this video and have it be like less than an hour. But I guess I can always take my chances, right? Worst comes to worst, and we're at 59 minutes. I'll just put that Thunder video up at the end. Who knows? Alright, but more episodes to come. Thank you for anybody who listened to this. And have an awesome day. And Godspeed.